Okay, so I think it's 13 minutes past 13, and the place where I come from, about 15 minutes late is considered to be in time, so I think we're perfectly in time here. So it's about time to start. Very big welcome on behalf of IEA Geothermal and Geothermal Initiative to this geothermal storage or underground thermal energy storage workshop or symposium. We did several of them. First time we go outside of Europe, so really great to have you in the room and to have everyone. And my name is Paul Ramsak. I come from Netherlands. I am one of the co-chairs of the Geothermal Initiative. I work at the Netherlands Enterprise Agency, which is a governmental agency, part of the Ministry of Economic Affairs and Climate in the Netherlands, working on the energy transition, working on geothermal more specifically, amongst others. And geothermal is a wide topic. It encompasses many possible applications. So we can generate, of course, electricity, but we can use it also for heating and cooling. We can use it maybe for co-production of minerals, but we also and definitely can use it for storage. And I think one thing that geothermal has in common, and I see it reflected in this room, is that there is a wide support, also politically, from the far left to the far right, I think. And that's very good to see that it's similar here. It's a wide room with wide support from the far left to the far right. So happy to see that, and welcome. And the middle parties, of course. So that's good. That's a good basis to go forward. And yeah, so we will open. We will not make it too long, but we will share a few slides about what our networks are. Both the IEA Geothermal as the Geothermal Initiative are international networks trying to accelerate geothermal. I will kick off with a few words on the Geothermal Initiative. This is the agenda. You've seen that around. Maybe I should say a few words about this. We will have 2 sessions, or 3 if you wish, one before the coffee break, one after. We will start off with, let's say, more strategy and policy oriented talks. And then after the break, that will be hosted basically by Christian. After the break, Robin, my colleague Robin, will be your host, and we will zoom into projects. And then we will finish with a panel discussion with some of the speakers, and really looking forward to that. And then, if everything goes well, we will end about 5:30 p.m., well in time to be able to join the cocktail party and the opening session of the World Geothermal Conference, if you're going there. Then I need to get into this, and there were some instructions how to do it. I was
told how to.
Yeah, click, okay. Ooh, and then
read.
We say okay, and then hopefully it's okay.
Accept all the cookies?
Yes, cool. Okay. Storage is key was the motto. Accelerating geothermal storage, or UTES, underground thermal energy storage. Geothermal Initiative, what are we? We are basically a corporation of public authorities, mainly from Europe. So this could be ministries, could be governmental agencies, typically energy agencies, innovation funding agencies, etc. But also the US is, for instance, a member. And we've worked together now for some 15 odd years. And basically what we try to bring about is, from the governmental level, to accelerate geothermal and geothermal storage. We think to unite forces also on that level is crucial to move forward. It's very good that research works together, and that happens already very well. Industry is finding together as well. But on the governmental side, I think it's also important that cooperation take place, and that's why we formulated and embarked on this network. What we have done basically is a 2-tier approach always. We've done innovation calls, but also strategic cooperation. So we launched a series of calls in which we were able to fund about 30 projects in total, project volume well over 100 million euros in 3 rounds of funding. And as you can see, we started in Europe, quite some countries involved there, but already in the second round we moved over the ocean to this side of the ocean and involved also the US. And in the third round we had even a bigger scope of projects and countries. And at the moment we are looking into the future and see what we can do there. And who knows, maybe also other countries will join in. Being in Canada would be very interesting to see if there's interest there, but also potentially with others. So that's one tier. Many good projects came out of that. Many projects are still running. One of the big flagship projects, and you will not be able to read it on the very far left, but the biggest project from the first call was a project called Heat Store. And the word says it all. Many European countries were involved in that one. It was basically giving a very good overview of the state of the art of underground thermal energy storage. But it also encompassed quite some demonstration projects and pilot projects. A very big one in the Netherlands, high temperature storage in an aquifer. That's still running now and it's being constantly monitored. But also a way forward, a roadmap towards the future was already in there, and Robin will talk about this a moment later. The other thing that we are doing are these joint activities of strategic art. And here you see already a big series that we organized since, let's say, the mid-2010s, leading up to today, the latest one in the series. So typically we do 1 or 2 or 3 a year. Sometimes on our own, sometimes together with our partners from IEA Geothermal. And the activities that we do are either activities in between the member states where we exchange on policies, on policy instruments, etc., or activities for the community, like workshops like this. Typically we choose topics that we feel are relevant for the future. So it's rather agenda setting. And when it's put on the agenda, when it flies from itself, then we can, relax and do something else. Then we leave it to industry and research. That's the idea. The way we organize ourselves is in focus areas. These are the current ones. The first one is more for the member states, risk mitigation and policy instruments related to geothermal. But then you can see storage is another important one. We have one focus area, cities and regions, one on superhot and EGS, and as of this year, one on low temperature geothermal as well. And this is all based on members' wishes and needs. So if countries step in and say, okay, this is relevant for us, and if there are at least 2 countries that feel this is important, then we take it on. One other thing to finish off with is that we try to align visions and to align strategies. And at least in Europe, this worked out quite well. And quite recently, in cooperation with the Implementation Working Group on Geothermal, we have been able to formulate a 2050 vision, which you can read here in terms of heating and cooling, but also in terms of electricity production, and also in terms of underground storage. As you can see, we believe that heating and cooling, which is a big part of the final energy demand, 50% typically in Europe, can be for a large part in the long run fueled by geothermal solutions. And storage will be a crucial one also in that respect. So this is something that I think we should embark on anytime soon. And with that, I wish you a very interesting workshop and symposium.